Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and everything in between. Welcome back to What's on the Playlist today. Today I'm going to discuss uh, Steppenwolf's 16 Greatest Hits, an image of which you will see here. The band Steppenwolf was active from, I believe, 1967 to 1976, so about 9 years. During that time, they actually put out 10 albums. Unfortunately, only the first 3 or 4 of which had any real popularity on the charts, at least. They basically the Canadian American rock, kind of a hard rocking band of the era. It's not heavy metal, but it's kind of hard rock from the late 60s, early 70s. They kind of rocketed to popularity with their debut album with the songs Born to Be Wild and The Pusher, both songs of which were in the film Easy Rider. Born to Be Wild is actually played during the opening credits of the film, so that kind of pushed them to popularity, kind of made America take notice of them. They continued with a couple other smaller hits. Magic Carpet Ride was their next really, really big single. This album itself is actually, they released a golden hits album. 11 of the songs on that album are also on this one, so they just kind of like shuffled it around to release their greatest hits album. Most of the songs on this album are from their first 3, which are as I said, their biggest hits. Their fourth album did break the top 100, but that's about the extent. I think it peaked at 54, so it didn't break the top 40. And the subsequent albums were lower than the top. They never broke the top 100. So their big early successes were basically this. Those 3 songs I mentioned, Born to Be Wild, The Pusher, and Magic Carpet Ride, are their best known songs. I did actually listen to this full through before I recorded this, and I do recognize the other songs. This is the only album of Steppenwolf that I have. I didn't bother to get their full albums. And to a certain degree, I can maybe understand that, because aside from the songs I've mentioned, and there's one of the songs here that I really kind of liked. I can't remember which one it is now. But none of them really hits with the same kind of hard rock rhythm that Born to Be Wild and Magic Carpet Ride does. And those are the songs that people know them best for. The popularity of those songs have outlasted the band themselves. Born to Be Wild is the hard rock anthem of the generation, the 60s and late 60s, early 70s. Popularized by the film Easy Rider, but still, I've heard it in numerous films, TV shows, commercials. I haven't regularly watched TV in a decade, so maybe commercials, I don't remember. But those are the songs that Steppenwolf is really known for. They actually took their name Steppenwolf from a German novel. I think it's Die Steppenwolf. The term Steppenwolf is actually is the German translation of a wolf that lives around the Caspian Sea area, in that Middle Eastern area. It is actually called the Caspian wolf. So Steppenwolf is the German translation of such. It's a little interesting tidbit. 67 to 76 is a bit earlier than what I consider my independent years of music. I listened to what my parents listened to, and then I listened to what my older sisters listened to, before I ever started to have musical interests of my own outside of that influences. So I was aware of the band, you heard the songs on the radio. But yeah, like I said, even into the 80s, after they'd broken up, Born to Be Wild and Magic Carpet Ride were still getting a lot of radio play, a lot of they were still in rotation on record stations that I listened to. And my favorite radio station growing up was not a top 40 station. It was a bunch of stoned hippies in the back of a trailer. They didn't change their format until they got popular and had to, you know, got bought out and played with a more traditional let's make money format, which I stopped listening to them after that. Anyhow, yeah, Steppenwolf was the hard rock band of the late 60s, early 70s. This is their 16 greatest hits. It's a good album. I like it. I don't have much else to say. So, as always, thanks for watching. As always, my stuff is crap. And until next time, good hunting.